Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope y'all all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and 6 teams remain at the Stage 2 Major, and not the 6 teams I was expecting coming into this weekend, as is tradition at this point. Thieves came out with the fire last night up against the New York Subliners. They take them down. New York finished top 8 place at this Major. What does that mean? What are the implications? Should New York make a change? We'll talk about a number of the storylines today, in addition to Clayster's response to the matter. Ensure take your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, I thought this is kind of funny from a couple of days ago. Diamond Gone getting done dirty, not included in the rookies of the season. We'll talk about the result from New York in just a second. Wanted to mention this as well, Elevate GG. You guys might remember this Elevate team, or at least the organisation, being around for a number of years in Call of Duty, finally returning. They were such a great competitor to OpTic at times back in like Anaheim, late 2016 during the Black Ops 3 season, and they are going to be returning with Luke Bids, Hixie, Weeman, Denzel and Coach Daryl over in the European region. It's cool to see that organisation back in force, and while Nadeshot tweets this out before their game yesterday, memories, this is from way back in the day when Nadeshot got this crazy ace. Fwiz and Puckett casting over this one. He's a peacock, you gotta let him fly sometimes. The famous Fwiz cast back in the day. I think I actually made like a 3 minutes in COD history on this, when Nadeshot versus the Team Caliber team as it was at the time. But his team certainly taken some inspiration from this in the matchup they played. They faced the New York Subliners first up on a checkmate hardpoint, where New York are very good indeed. They take this map 250, like 200, something in that ballpark, and a very impressive fashion, to be honest. The fact that all the members on the Thieves were, at least contributing, going off to some capacity. There was no one who was lacking behind, there was no one who was absolutely dominating on the map, and that's really impressive to see from a team, that no one has to completely take over for this team to dominate. And it's kind of what we saw before, right? That some player would really be underperforming, or one player would really be dropping massive numbers, but right here, Thieves get it done with a very consistent team effort across the board. So they take game 1, then we go into a checkmate search and destroy game 2, and this was absolute domination. Now, you do wonder how good Thieves actually are with search and destroy, because just a couple of days ago, they dominated on a raid in this kind of free-flowing style. This time on checkmate, where typically it's very difficult to win too many offenses, they completely dominate this one as well. I mean, New York lose this one 6-1. It could have been a 6-0. They went down 5-0 in this map. And let's not forget, just a couple of days ago up against the Dallas Empire, Subliners got 6-0'd on Express Search and Destroy. So what is going on with their search? Of course, one of the most crucial game modes. They only win a round this entire weekend, and it was one where they were already down 5-0 in this map. And of course, the double whammy on top of that is the fact that they don't even manage to win a map this entire weekend. They come into the winners bracket against the Dallas Empire. They get 3-0'd relatively convincingly. Here against Los Angeles Thieves in the losers bracket, a similar thing happens. Their search and destroy kind of falls apart. And then as Joe DeLuca says, that being Merc, New York had to reverse sweep Florida at Major 1 to get their losers run going. Can they do it again? Keep that in your head, says Nadeshot. But it certainly does get kept in Merc's head, because a 3-0 sweep straight zooming through the control. Once again here on checkmate, of course, but Thieves just run through the Subliners in pretty much all 3 games. And this was very impressive, and I mean, of course, Subliners didn't have the easiest time of things. I think we'll look at Asim here in just a second. He had some sort of nosebleed going on, which was kind of confusing, but obviously unfortunate for them. But at the same time, it's kind of strange to see a team that shows so much promise to just fall completely flat here at the Major. And as you can see, like Drazah, Venom, Kenny and TJHaLy all putting up dominant performances. I mean, this kind of performance out of Venom especially is very scary, because in that slasher lineup, we never really saw anything from Venom that was anything special. But clearly he's got a lot of talent, and then this new team that they've put together, whatever exactly, whatever the vibes are on that squad, it seems to be working for this team right now. I mean, they all go positive. Very impressive series out of all of these guys, and they are going to be a scary team to play in the losers bracket. They play Toronto later today. If they win that, they'll play the winner of OpTic versus Rokkr. So, we could have a spicy matchup on our hands there, certainly. I'm sure either way it goes, we're going to have some cracking matchups later today. But yeah, Thieves get the job done against the Subliners in remarkably impressive fashion, to be honest. As Asim says as well, like one of the hardest months of my life. But yeah, the nose starts bleeding like crazy mid-series. I'm not really sure why that happens, but sometimes things go like that. And of course, he doesn't have the greatest series, but even if that didn't happen, you would imagine Thieves would have probably found a way to close this one out. And Nadeshot is very happy with the situation. 3 straight wins in the losers bracket. Ton of fight and composure. Really happy for the young guns on our team. Great work indeed. So this change certainly making sense for the Thieves. Slasher and Temp sitting there on the bench thinking, what are we actually going to do about this situation? But then the question turns to the New York Subliners. They finished 8th in this tournament, a 3-0 loss to Thieves. They failed to win a single map in this tournament. What are you going to do with this team going forward? As Clay says, couldn't win a map. GG's to Thieves, lost 3-0 out of the tournament. Very unfortunate to see. And he comes out with this statement as well. And I do really feel for Clayster right here, because I mean, he's such a legend in our scene. He does obviously wear his emotions on his sleeve. He has his heart on his sleeve. And when things are going great, he's all super fired up. We've seen when the cams as of late. Like, he hasn't necessarily maybe been himself that we would like to have seen. And we saw him discuss earlier in the season, right, the fact that he was, you know, coaching these young guns and getting them to understand how to play the game, and it was a lot of hard work for him. Last year, of course, he had Crimsix to kind of carry the load in that sense, but this time he's pretty much been solo carrying that in-game leadership type role and getting these guys up to speed. And I think he said that it's taken a bit of a toll on him personally, and of course these last couple of months have taken a toll, I'm sure, on a lot of you guys watching as well. So I hope everyone's doing well, of course, and I hope Clayster kind of gets his mojo back in the sense. We talked about it with Scump as well, but as he says right here, so sick of everything recently, not sure where their head's at, feeling lost for the last few months. I hope I can reset and find some confidence, motivation, or else I don't know what's going to happen. Playing this last year online as well has really sucked the fun out of it though, so especially some of those crazy series that we've had so far these last few days, like having those on LAN would of course be spectacular. But as Clay says, look, just really down with my mental health, combination of being dropped from the Dallas Empire after the World Championship, Tommy retiring, that being Zuma, the whole pandemic situation, not seeing the friends and family, not having the outlets that I normally do, so many things that are a difficult time for Clayster, and I'm sure so many other people as well, and might need to take some time away, says Clay. So hopefully Clayster doesn't feel like he has to take some time away, but if it is necessary for his mental health and to feel rejuvenated in that sense, and that's what he decides to do, then, 100% support him doing that. But I'm sure New York would find themselves in a very difficult spot in that case without their in-game leader in that sense. But speaking about New York more generally, if Clayster does decide, okay, like over these next few days that he's actually feeling a little bit better and he's ready to, give it one more go with this team, do you decide to make a roster change now? Because not winning a single map at this tournament, it feels to me that, if you're Clayster, right, you want to win the back-to-back-to-back. You won in 2019 on a United in Black Ops 4. You won last year on the Dallas Empire in 2020. The whole idea is you're going to go back-to-back-to-back in the World Championship with any luck. Can you see that current team of Clayster, aSeam, Hydra, and DiamondCon winning the World Championship right now? Personally, I cannot. And we've seen other teams like the Thieves, for example, bringing in very new young talent and having great success with them. So you've got Hydra sitting there on the bench, absolutely dominating the amateur scene in North America with whatever gun you give him. And there's the question there as to whether Hydra deserves his spot in the starting team at the present time. Octane says he really feels what Clay's talking about right now, living in pure isolation. It's online cut as well is a difficult one. And Slash has had difficult times, of course, with the online situation as well. I cannot put into words how much I felt this. Looking forward to seeing my family soon. So hope everyone's doing well and things improve over time. We're coming into the summer now, so with any luck we'll be back to normal in due course, and LAN hopefully is just around the corner as well. So as Maven says, hail Hydra, right? Is Hydra coming into this team? Is that a possibility? Is it something they should at the very least consider? I think it is personally, because look, if you don't make this change now and bring Hydra into the team, and you decide to stick out this next stage with this current lineup, then you come to the end of stage 3, okay, maybe you've done a little bit better, you come top 6, top 4 or something, but that's still not quite good enough to win the World Championship a couple of months down the line. So I feel like you've got to try out Hydra now from my perspective. I'm not even sure who for, right? Like, who do you drop off this team? I think aSeam has been great. I think that Mac and DiamondCon have also been great. I mean, Clayster, you can't drop him. So I'm really not sure what you even do for this team, but I feel like you've got to try something. And then if it doesn't work with Hydra, then you can revert the changes, I suppose, going into stage 4, stage 5 or something like that. But I feel like now is the time where you've got to give it a chance. Otherwise, it might be too late to really get the chemistry with a team that actually may be a championship contender when it comes a few months down the line. And Hydra replies right here, thinking it may be a possibility at the very least. As Parasite says, found the key to New York winning Adam Killer Sloss in this, tweet graphic that they do right here. In terms of the statistical side, there's nothing especially that stands out. They've certainly been a team, you can look at the hard points, control KDs, for example, that have had great success despite the fact that none of them are actually putting up crazy numbers. I mean, aSeam leading the way with a 1.04 in hard points. I mean, you don't see crazy numbers out of this team, but they still manage to get over the line in a number of series because they have the teamwork and the cohesion and the chemistry and certainly the composure when their backs are against the wall. But maybe this team has now run its course for this season. As Crow tweets out as well, if Los Angeles Thieves win this event, Maven is going to get Nadeshot tattooed straight across his rear. That would be pretty spectacular. But will Thieves win the event? That remains to be seen. This I thought was interesting as well. We'll talk about LA Thieves and OpTic for a second here because they could be matching up tomorrow on the Championship Sunday. I sit behind Formal every single match, says Hex. I mean, this is kind of a crazy image right here. You can see just so well as Hex is watching the games. Awesome to see, to be honest, how this works. And round 11 stats tweet out. Scump has had a phenomenal 5 past S&D games. Certainly going to be needing that to continue today up against the Minnesota Rokkr. They do not have the easiest time of things, especially with how good a team Rokkr seem to be at the present time. Rokkr versus Chicago in the losers bracket. Ultra versus Thieves as well. The winner of that, of course, we'll play each other on the Championship Sunday. We could have an OpTic versus Thieves rematch if it goes that way, which could be absolute fireworks given how good Thieves are looking at the present time. I do cannot wait for Rokkr versus Ultra. But this is the overall bracket right now. So Rokkr, OpTic, Ultra, Thieves, FaZe, Empire are the 6 teams remaining in the tournament, and it's starts off today with Toronto versus Los Angeles Thieves. Then the winner of that, of course, advances to Sunday. Same thing with Rokkr versus OpTic. And then the final match of the day, FaZe versus Empire, to determine the first team in the grand finals. Who will get through the winner's side? These two teams at it again. Tweet your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.
Your Empire, but Standy again with the routes, with the play, and now the beams from accuracy. Standy 31 and 24, 8 seconds to go. Empire coming off a spawn. Can they get in? 3 down, 3 go down.
He's got
0.1. They got him at 0.1
seconds.
You gotta be kidding me. They can do it here. They can push it to around 5. It's just accuracy. It's just accuracy to try and clutch up. 1 down. They do it.
No.
Somehow Empire with 0.1 on the clock. Get it to around 5. That's right. It's a desperation moment, Joe.
They did it again.
I don't know.
Probably good. Probably.
Roll.
Yeah. Right.
I'm getting nade shot tattooed on my ass if they win this event. Nade on one cheek, shot on the other. They win.
It's actually like tough though, because like